Hi, welcome to today's Voice of Greatness broadcast. My name is Joel Bryant and I'm your host. And I want to begin today's broadcast with a question. And the reason that I do that is because a lot of times the quality of our lives is determined more so by the questions that we ask rather than by the answers that we give. And this is a question that I ask myself on a regular basis to keep myself focused and informed and able to identify where I am actually, not verbally, because we can say a lot of things, but if our actions don't match our words, then there's a disconnect and we're detached from reality. So here's the question I want to ask you today. Are you in a fog? Now, I don't mean the mist that form and foul our ability to travel. We all encounter those, and there's not much we can do about that without the help of nature or the sun dispelling those mists. But the mist I'm referring to is the fog, the fear of greatness. That's the acronym. A lot of people have an unconscious and an uncritical fear of greatness. They desire it, they pursue it, but one thing that's missing in their lives is there's a lack of consistency. That is how you can identify, one way you can identify whether or not you are in a fog. How consistent are you in doing those daily activities that contribute and that accumulate to a life of success and greatness? Are you laying that daily foundation, or do you allow yourself to be distracted and detached and discouraged? Now that happens to everybody. Don't let anybody fool you. Even those who smile all the time, everybody gets discouraged. But winners don't stay discouraged. They get down, but they don't stay down. Why? Because they recognize if they begin to feel any kind of emotion that takes them away from their purpose, then they realize, hey, I'm in a fog. And then they take steps, and the best step you can take is action. Do the thing that you don't feel like doing. Like, for instance, today, making this video. I had a long week last week and an even longer weekend. And I thought, well, I'm not going to do a video today because I don't feel like it. But I've learned from experience that winners do not go by their feelings. They understand that feelings are fleeting and they have to be focused. Here's another way you can identify if you're in a fog or not. Are you experiencing a lack of creativity? That's that. And let me say this. I talk to a lot of writers. You know, as I said before, I've written 35 books. And people ask me, Joel, have you ever had writer's block? And I'm like, no, I have never in 20 years of writing ever in my life had writer's block. Why is that? Because when you're a writer, all you have to do is put pen to the pad. Get out of your head and just put pen to the pad. And as you do that, you have to be willing to write a bad sentence till you can write a good sentence. I call writer's block cowardice. People who have writer's block, which is a form of lack of creativity, they're not willing to write a bad sentence till they can write a good sentence, so they don't write anything. And they never finish their book. They never bless the world with their genius or their greatness or their gift or their talent, all because they're in a fog. Here's another way to know that you're in a fog. You can identify if you're in a fog or not. Is there a lack of courage? Are you allowing the circumstances, lack of money, lack of time? Let me tell you something. There is never a lack of time. There is never a lack of money. That sounds hard, harsh, and impractical, but everything that you want to do to take one step toward your dream is available to you now in your present circumstances. Now, if you don't believe that, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to be creative. You're not going to have the courage. And what you're going to do is you're going to compromise your aspirations. I always tell people this. Do you realize it takes the same amount of energy to pursue greatness as it does to watch it? It takes the same amount of energy to pursue greatness as it does to watch other people who have achieved greatness. Here's the distinction that many of you may not realize, and I didn't realize. What is different when you pursue greatness is the emotion. So when you're going after greatness, you feel the fear, you feel the anxiety, you feel the uncertainty, you feel all those negative emotions. But when you're watching greatness, you're feeling the admiration and the awe and the wonder and the sense of, wow, it must be something to be like that. Same energy, different emotion. So what you've got to do to get out of the fog is be comfortable feeling uncertain. Being able to coexist with a sense of ambiguity. That means things are not clear, they're uncertain, but you're not willing to be detracted or deterred because of uncertainty. That is what great people do to get out of a fog. I want to encourage you today. Get out of your fog. Look at your consistency. Look at your creativity. Look at your courage. And if you don't see those three things being consistent and expressive in your life, then you are in a fog. And what has happened is you've allowed fear to come in and discourage you. I say it this way. Fear throws its voice that it might frustrate our choice when we make it. I challenge you today. Get out of your fear. Get out of your fog. The world is waiting for your gift. Let me help you. Let me coach you. Let me counsel you. Let me encourage you. Let me show you what I've learned in 25 years of being a student of greatness. Log on at dreamersonlyacademy.eventbrite.com. There'll be a link on my website along with this video where you can sign up for the upcoming March session of the Journey Toward Greatness session. 4 exciting weeks that's going to change your life. And whether or not you allow me to help you, let somebody help you accelerate and accentuate your journey toward greatness. This has been Joel Bryant on the Voice of Greatness broadcast. Until next time, have a greatness week.